In one of my sourdough starter beer videos, I got a comment from Andy. How about a sourdough cider? Let's kick it.
This is your final warning. I do weird stuff on camera just for you. Experimenting with chaos, that's what I do. If it all blows up, that's just part of the plan. Infotainment and it's caffeine in my hand. Mom says bring snacks and don't make a fuss. Plotting world domination, one word with us. Dr. Hans Brewery!
I'm Dr. Hans, this is Dr. Hans Brewery, my channel about beer and home brewing. And this little fellow is Chewy. So let's pour the cider, give it an evaluation and tell you how I brewed it and all of that. Epic pour. Cider in the glass. We have a little slight head on it. It's hazy, but it looks really nice. In Sweden, we would call this just a cider, but I think you call this hard cider as it has alcohol in it. Unfermented pressed apples in Sweden we call must, and I think you call that cider. Let me know down in the comments. I bought a fancy pack of äppelmust, apple cider, fresh squeezed apples from Värmdö Musteri, a local apple cider, quite local. It's local enough, but you could of course just use cheap apple juice from the store, but we're keeping it fancy here. Right? This was fermented in the iGulu F1 as you saw, so I just fill up my iGulu F1 fermenter with a 3 liter of fancy unfermented cider, and on top of that I poured my sourdough starter and put it back in the iGulu and let it rip. I do have the fermentation schedule here for you also somewhere, and I have tasted this super young, but now it has been sitting here for quite some time because I have been busy with building my outdoor kitchen, and that's also why you haven't seen a lot of videos coming out this summer. You want to see it? The original gravity of the unfermented cider was 1044, but if you want to bump it up, here's a tip for you. You could buy those concentrated apple juice packages and add those to bump up the gravity a little bit more. But I wanted a sessionable cider. I just want to have natural. But that's a good tip for you if you don't want to add sugars or honey or anything. You can just buy one of those little package, concentrated. Let's run through the fermentation schedule and the editing doctor. I hope you have already started to convert everything into birds. Thank you. So I fermented this at 2 days for 23C, 2 days at 25C, and 5 days for 27C, but this was done already. Then I cold crashed it. And this has been sitting for quite, I'm gonna get into all the fermentation number here also. We might even need to call in an expert or a specialist. I don't know what he wants to be called nowadays. Should we give this a nose? There is something special here, but before we dig into that, let's jump to our specialist and hear all about the numbers. Original gravity 1044, final gravity 1015, refractometer correction, yes. Final corrected gravity 1007, which means precisely 4.9% alcohol by volume. You could just say about 5%. About? This is precision science. Yeah, precision science. Cool story, Doc. Can we drink it already? Science is not a story. It's the backbone of brewing. Without decimals, there's only chaos. Okay, so about 5% ABV, 4.9%. Yes, I heard him. We have a slight funk. For the first time in the sourdough starter series, we do have a slight funk. Has it something to do with the apple, or has my sourdough starter turned funky? We don't know at this stage. We don't know. It smells like a clean appley with some sort of slight funkiness to it. Will it be sour? Cheers. It's really nice. Nice level of carbonation. This has been naturally carved during fermentation. It's not that funky, but it has something extra back here. It has some like sourness, tartness to it. It's also quite dry. I don't feel it being really sour. It doesn't really taste like a wine either. This is really good. I don't have any apple trees here, but if I did, I would probably own one of those squeezer and would make my own cider and ferment that. And it would be interesting to using the peel natural ferment, because you would definitely find like lactose bacteria and yeast there also, so that would be interesting to do. But I don't have a squeezer, I don't have a apple tree. Maybe you do and can share some information in the comments. I do, though, have another version fermenting here. Well, that will be in the next video. And if you're interested in the iGulu F1, I do have separate videos. I will try to link to them down below, or search Dr. Hans iGulu or something. And if you don't have your own sourdough starter, here's how you make it. You don't need no fancy stuff. Cheers. See you in the next one. Dr. Hans out. That's all, beer bitches. And don't forget to pick out the new Without Decimals There's Only Chaos t-shirt.